Hey, so let's talk about Bitcoin for just a second because I think it's at an interesting crossroads. It's obviously had some big news in the last week with the spot Bitcoin ETFs being starting their trading. What we're looking at right now, though, is kind of a stalemate in the markets. We're looking at the weekly chart here. I'm going to switch it over to the daily. And on the daily, we're just in this accumulation pattern since, October, moving up into the spot Bitcoin ETF trading. And then we've got a red candle. And now we're starting this, looks like a consolidation again. In the short term, I think Bitcoin is a very questionable trade short term. And I think it's an awesome trade over the next 6 to 12 months. But it's not going to make anybody wealthy. It's going to 2x, 3x from here, maybe. This bull cycle, if you're wanting to buy and hold Bitcoin from a conviction, utopia, religious conviction, philosophical standpoint, I would say dollar cost average in, buy the dips. But it's not an awesome just like capital allocation opportunity right now. The awesome period would have been back here in December of 22, not 23, but 22. Because let's see, from here we're up approximately 160%. I mean, that's 160% on Bitcoin. That's the beginnings, or we're about 40% of the way probably through Bitcoin's. Usually the Bitcoin halving event, you see about 40% of the Bitcoin bull market. So maybe we're 25 to 30% of the way there with Bitcoin. After about 6 months after the halving is where you see the all-time high usually set in. So again, manage your time horizons. If you're asking the question on it going down further, I expect it to go down further in the short term. I'm sure there'll be another cleansing, potentially even within the next week. And then I think we start to see the institutional money and settlements of the ETF, the buying pressure, start to out pressure the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust liquidations. Really what's happening right now is all of the inflows of the ETF money is being there's an equilibrium. It's being equaled out or neutralized by the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, whom is made up of people who've been buying the stock shares of the trust for so many years at a massive discount, and now that discount window has been closed by the ETF materialization. And so now you have Grayscale Bitcoin Trust outflows because people are wanting to take profit on those discounted Bitcoin they've been buying all these years. But really it's stupid because what they're doing is they're transferring it from Grayscale to BlackRock, and they're actually buying at a much higher ratio. It's kind of a weird phenomenon that's happening, but anyway, people are flocking to brand, institutional brand, as opposed to self-custody, which is what I'm a proponent of. But that's a whole other different story. So I think we've got some choppiness here in the next week or so, maybe longer, couple of weeks. I think the big thing to watch is the Bitcoin dominance chart, BTC.D on the TradingView app. This is an interesting little turn of events, in my opinion. The Bitcoin dominance has absolutely tanked since January 9th, and now it's starting to look like maybe bottom out, which is interesting to me over the last couple of days. But as long as it kind of goes sideways here or continues to drop, the better play is our friend Ethereum. Ethereum is seeing some daylight here. So I think we see an alt season led by Ethereum sooner than later. So if I'm having to choose, if I'm at gunpoint and they're like, what's the better short-term trade, I'm going to go with Ethereum before I go with Bitcoin, just because Bitcoin's kind of had its day. It got really frothy, and now people are taking profits and rotating out. And you can see this is the Ethereum market cap versus the Bitcoin market cap chart. And Ethereum has had a really good play as of late, showing a lot of strength. And so, Ethereum, I think, can go to 3,000. If it can break 3,000, it can go to 3,200 in the short term. So those are my really, really, really abbreviated thoughts. I think there's some macro conditioning happening that's fighting Bitcoin's ability to really surge in the institutional money. And then you have the other theme or narrative of the Ethereum ETF, which isn't going to happen anytime soon, but that's when we start making our money on it, is, the ramp into it. So hope that's helpful for your short-term views. That's kind of how I'm playing it.